What's up, y'all? I haven't made a video in a long time. I actually bought this jersey in December of last year, and I've been wanting to make a review of it. And this is actually a Brian Orakpo 1937 limited vapor retro jersey. And I don't know if some of y'all know who Brian Orakpo is, some of you younger fans, but well, actually for you younger fans, Brian Orakpo, we drafted him 13th overall in 2009, and defensive end, came out of Texas, played for that 2008 Texas team, had a lot of pretty good players, leading with Colt McCoy at quarterback, Chris Ogbonnaya at running back, Jordan Shipley, Quan Cosby. Then on defense, they had both the Acho brothers, Earl Thomas, and of course Orakpo and Sergio Kendall, and hell, even the kicker, they had Justin Tucker, who's the most accurate kicker in the NFL history. He'll definitely be going to Hall of Fame when he finally retires. But and then they went on to win the Fiesta Bowl. They beat Ohio State. Yeah, Brian Orakpo, or Rak, as we called him. He played with the Redskins for 6 years, and then he went on to the Titans and played for 4 years. Went to 4 Pro Bowls. Had 66 sacks in his career. Had 3 double-digit sack seasons, and the first was his rookie year. He actually had 11. And I remember 3 of them came against my hometown Falcons. I actually saw that in person. It was pretty cool, even though we got our ass kicked that particular game. I think Rak could have been possibly a Hall of Fame pass rusher, but he was one of the fastest I'd ever seen, you know, as far as speed goes. And he was real strong, but I think his only problem was he really didn't have a lot of moves. You know, he primarily, you know, relied on his speed. You know, he just wasn't much of a technician, and I think that kind of cost him, you know, a lot more sacks, a lot more pressures, you know, things like that. But overall, had a pretty good career. Had 2 seasons that was kind of cut short because of pec injuries. I remember back in 2012, I remember we played, it was week 2, and we played the Rams. And I think it was like the second quarter. Well, anyway, they panned the camera to him, and he was jumping up and down in a lot of pain. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And later on, kind of find out he tore his pec, so he was out for the rest of the season. So he missed 14 games, and then he tore his pec again after week 7 in 2014. So yeah, so unfortunately that was some missed time, but overall he had a pretty good career. Now to the jersey, these particular jerseys came out in 1937, and they were moving from Boston to Washington at that particular time. And then after that, they, well, the jersey wasn't seen anymore, but they retroed them back in the 1994 season, when it was the 75th anniversary, where all the players had those 75th anniversary patches on their jerseys. And they look similar to this one. Now, this was reintroduced in 2012, which I get to that. But in 1994, the letters were white, and the Native American logo, the Redskin logo, was different from this. In fact, this particular one that you see, which we'll get up close as soon as we actually review the jersey, this was like the 3rd image of it, because in 94 it was a different image, and in 1937 it was a different image. So it was like 3 different images of the jerseys. So 37, 94, and 2012. And I remember with the jerseys, you know, with the metallic gold numbers and the check and the letters, they wore the pants to go along with it. Now, in 1994, they had burgundy helmets, but they had no logos on it. And then the face mask was silver. Well, it was, yeah, gray or silver or whatever, what have you. And then in 2012, you know, that was the magical 2012 season when they reintroduced them. What was I getting ready to say? The helmets were different. They replicated the leather helmets that they wore back in 1937. So the helmets basically looked like leather, but they wasn't. They was like a brown kind of color, but I loved it. And these are like my favorite jerseys, Redskins jerseys, I mean, of all time. I just loved every time they wore these. And it's like from 2012 all the way up till they became the Washington football team, they wore these. And they wore different helmet combinations. Like sometimes they had a logo, sometimes they wouldn't. And then in 2020 and 2021, they wore these, look just like this, except, of course, with the, you know, when they got rid of the Redskin name, they got rid of the Redskin logo, the Native American Redskin logo. So it just had the Nike check on the sleeves, basically. But without further ado, I'm going to actually review the jersey. So I'm going to start from the front. Okay. And I'm going to start up here. Now this here is, I guess, a slogan: team, effort, tradition. You know, it seemed like all the jerseys have always had something like this, but for these, I guess that was what they had back in 1937, I'm guessing. And then here you see the tag here. I mean, it's, you know, is kind of like, I think this is kind of heat pressed on. And then you have the little neckline here. Now these designs were a little bit different. I think this is a 19, well, I think like a 2000, I said 19. I think this is like a 2016 jersey, I believe, at 12 or 16, I can't remember. But this particular fabric is kind of rubberized in a way, I don't know. And then there's the NFL shield, which you see is very bland, it's white and it's rubberized. And then you have the numbers here, and you see it's single stitch twill. It's very nice. Yeah, I love the quality of this jersey. And then this here is twill, and this is sublimated. As you see, it's all blended in, but it's just different coloring. And then in the middle here, this is, well, this looks like twill here. No, this part of the jersey, this middle part is part of the jersey here. Yeah, so. And then you had a jock tag. It's pretty much been the same for years until last year when they decided to change it to that cheap jock tag. That Nike got to do better. And then you have the seam lines here. And then on the side, you had these split hems with the perforations on the side. Oh, let me kind of rush in and go to perforations. Okay. And then we'll go to this left sleeve here. As you can see, it's all the same. No heat press, it's just this logo here. Now this is very good quality. I mean, this applique is like really, really nice. I mean, this logo is like so cool. It looks different from the Redskin logo that we had for years. it looked kind of cartoonish because you see how the hair looks and the feathers and everything like that. But this quality is very, very nice. And then you had a Nike check here, which is stitched, well embroidered. And same over here. Yeah, I mean, every time they wore these jerseys, I'm like, oh, I love these damn jerseys. And then I saw one on sale on eBay, and I didn't want to spend no money, but I saw it, and I'm like, I gotta have it. And then to the back, and you see the seam lines here. And then here's the nameplate, as you can see. Oh, and the color, this is metallic gold. And then you see the stitching, single stitch twill here, a rack pole. And then, you know, the numbers once again, so. But that's pretty much it for the review of the jersey. They sell these on eBay still. There's a few limiteds and there's some elites, but they're expensive. But I got the lick for $99. But like I said, I've always loved these jerseys. I miss them wearing them. And because, you know, obviously we're the Commanders now. I know people hate that, but but these are my favorites, and I'd say second is the ones that was in the 1960s that we retroed back in 2002 with the arrow on the on the sleeves, and the arrow on the helmets, and then the numbers and the letters are white. Those are a second, and then of course the regular Redskin jerseys, and I even like the Commanders jerseys too. I mean, I know some people, you know, refuse to accept the change of that, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, that's my review of the Bryant & Rackpole Vapor Limited 1937 retro jersey.